This is Ham College, episode 103, for July 28, 2023. Ham College is brought to you by ICOM. From base stations to portable models, ICOM has the best radio for working your favorite bands this summer. Whether outside enjoying sunny skies or inside by the AC, stay cool with ICOM. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Ham College. I'm Professor Thomas.
And I'm Dean Martin.
And we've got some questions tonight.
Do we have any answers?
Well,
correct answers.
I got Radio Shack on my shirt, so we probably got some somewhere.
I've got the swag tonight.
You do. Tommy's going to strike a pose after a while when we give away his shirt. What did we talk about on the last episode? Do you recall?
I played hooky last time.
You did. You didn't talk about anything.
Nope. I did join for a few minutes from the car. My son was driving, but I didn't have great signal, so I wasn't able to stay long enough.
Yeah.
But I think I may know. It could have been modulation and demodulation. Modulation methods, modulation index and deviation ratio, frequency and time deviation multiplexing, orthogonal frequency division multiplexing. I mean, I'm thinking it could have been something to do with some of that.
Yeah. Well, based on, if it was that, what should we talk about this time?
I don't know. I think we should go to digital communication modes, information rates, bandwidth, error correction type stuff.
Okay.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Seems like the next logical step. I don't know, off the top of my head.
I think so. I think that'll work anyway. Being as to, that's what the questions are on tonight.
Oh, well, that was a lucky guess on my part then, wasn't it?
It was pretty lucky. Who's going to take the first question tonight? I don't remember.
Go ahead and hit me. I might as well go ahead and take one for the team right off the bat, man. Feeling kind of generous.
All right. Well, let's see. You might actually know the answer to this one right here.
Maybe.
Well, maybe not. You know, we'll find out here. By the way, if you're watching live, well, we've got the YouTube chat room going on there at the same time. You have to subscribe to be able to chat in the chat room.
Yeah, you have to be subscribed for a few minutes. So if you're not subscribed,
yeah,
go ahead, do it, and I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes or something, and then you'll be able to access the chat.
Yeah, that was just the easiest way, or probably about the only way for us to kind of keep the spam bots and stuff down on there. And really, we don't have any problem with that now. You know, it's
oh yeah,
good group of folks in there. If you're watching the recorded version, well, the chat room's gone, so
and so is the live stream.
So is the live stream, but we're keeping an eye over there on it and looking for the answers and see what these guys think. How is forward error correction implemented? A, by the receiving station repeating each block of 3 data characters.
B, by transmitting a special algorithm to the receiving station along with the data characters.
C, by transmitting extra data that may be used to detect and correct transmission errors.
Or D, by varying the frequency shift of the transmitted signal according to a predefined algorithm. That sounds pretty technical. But I think I do know the answer to this one. At least I'm pretty sure I do, because I remember some of this from modem days from a long time ago. But I think it's forward error correction is by C, by transmitting extra data that may be used to detect and correct transmission errors.
That's what folks in the chat room are saying.
I went straight for the I went straight for the kill on that one. No beating around the bush on those other ones.
I told you would know this one.
Well, you hadn't hit the thing yet.
Well, no, I hadn't. I'm agreeing with you.
Oh.
So, yeah, I think it is C.
A few of these I think will probably be fairly easy, but I'm pretty sure some of them won't be.
There, let's just go ahead, just in case.
Yeah. Might be the last one of those tonight.
Nah. Well, might be.
No, probably not.
You know, in reality, radio propagation can suffer from disruptions caused by a lot of different problems like noise, multipath, fading, static. You know, all those things will wipe out a signal you're trying to receive, and you'll lose data if you're sending data back and forth. First thing you got to do before you can do error correction would be, what do you think? Before you can correct an error.
Yeah, I know there is one.
See, I like the way you think there. Error detection. There's a lot of different types, or several different types of error detection. The first one we're going to mention here, and there's really no need for me to mention this other than it's just interesting because it's not going to be so much in the questions tonight, but old school parity bit. You might remember that from your old modem days when we had things like 8N1 to remember.
Yeah.
And all such as that.
Non-parity and parity memory chips.
Yep. A parity bit or a check bit is a bit added to a string of binary codes. Parity bits are a simple form of error detecting code. They're generally applied to the smallest unit of communication protocol, typically an 8-bit octet or byte, although they can also be applied separately to an entire message string of bits. The parity bit ensures that the total number of ones bits in a string is even or odd. There are two variants of parity bits, even parity bit and odd parity bit. In the case of even parity, for a given set of bits, the bits whose value is 1 are counted. If the bit count is odd, the parity bit is set to 1, making the total count of occurrences of ones in the whole string, including the parity bit, an even number. Okay, there's a key, including the parity bit. If the count of ones in a given set of bits is already even, the value of the parity bit is 0. In the case of odd parity, coding's reversed for a given set of bits. If the count of bits with the 1 value is even, the parity bit is set to 1, making the total count of ones in the whole set, including the parity bit, an odd number, and so on and so forth on that. Parity bit is only suitable for detecting errors. It can't correct any errors, and there's no way to determine which of the bits was corrupted. The data must be discarded and retransmitted from scratch. There is a limitation to the parity bit schemes, though. What do you think that might be? I mean, I guess...
We're only looking at the sum if they're odd or even. So,
yeah.
I mean, that doesn't tell you it's exactly right.
Yeah, a parity bit is
pretty broad check.
Only guaranteed to detect an odd number of bit errors. If an even number of bit errors have occurred, the parity bit records the correct number of ones, even though the data is corrupt. Another type of error detection is a CRC, cyclic redundancy check. That's used by packet radio, the AX.25 protocol, TCP/IP, Ethernet, and other systems. If the CRC of a received packet equals the CRC of the transmitted packet, the whole packet is assumed to be error-free. And using CRC will catch most errors. Then we go into error correction. What do you think the simplest form of error correction is?
Resend it.
There you go. It's ARQ, automatic repeat request. If the receiver receives a signal, if it gets the whole thing, or it thinks it does, it's going to send an ACK, which means OK. If it doesn't, if it suspects an error, it's going to send a NAK, N-A-K, to request a repeat. So that works. That'll correct an error.
Yeah.
As long as you can get it through on the second, third, or fourth time once it gets really bad,
Before it times out.
yeah, your transmission is going to take longer if it has to keep resending the whole thing. So there's another type of error correction that is, we use it a lot these days. Forward error correction. And that's what you were just talking about right there. It works by sending some extra data along with the content of the packet or packets in the transmission. The receiving station can use this data to correct some types of errors. Reed-Solomon, Hamming, BCH, and Golay are commonly used types of forward error correction, or FEC. Although the redundant data or extra data makes the amount of the data transmissions larger, this may actually save time by not requiring the entire transmission to be repeated. Digitized voice transmissions use forward error correction. This is why they sound pretty good up until the point that the error correction fails and the voices become horribly garbled, or which a lot of people on D-Star call R2-D2. And yeah, really, digitized voice communications would be impractical without forward error correction, I think.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of that data is not getting through. And by doing forward error correction, we've got the extra bits there that we can make up for where we missed certain bits in there. If we had to wait and resend the packet, you'd have a bunch of stuttering and stopping, trying to get the whole transmission through.
We've all heard that before.
We have.
Different digital modes.
Yep. So that's the reason you don't hear it so much on like D-Star or probably Fusion or DMR. However, you do hear the garble when the system just breaks down altogether.
That's pretty interesting stuff.
Pretty interesting stuff.
So if you're getting garbage on your screen, be sure and check your Procom settings.
Yes.
Procom Plus.
Procom Plus. Yep. Unless you're using, I can't remember the other one. What else was big?
I don't know. I was trying to remember a while ago.
Yeah. That's been a couple of years. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's been more than that.
All right, you got a question?
Windows term.
Got one for me?
I do have one for you right here. It's a good one, too. What is the definition of symbol rate in a digital transmission? A, the number of control characters in a message packet.
B, the duration of each bit in a message sent over the air.
C, the rate at which the waveform changes to convey information.
Or D, the number of characters carried per second by the station-to-station link.
Oh, I think I might know this one too.
What is the definition of symbol rate in a digital transmission? Okay. A, the number of control characters. Now, B, the duration of each bit in a message sent over the air. Let me go through the rest. C, the rate at which the waveform changes to convey information. Or D, the number of characters carried per second by the station-to-station link. Symbol rate. I'm going to say that is the rate at which the waveform changes to convey information. I see you shaking your head over there.
Well, that's what I think it is too. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, a little mix in the chat room. They're thinking it's C or D, and yeah.
Well, it is probably C or D.
Yeah.
So they're right.
Yep. Let's see.
I see what you did there.
Yep.
See what you did there.
I saw it. Hey, does that, since I got it right.
Yeah, you do. You get one. There you go.
Okay, that'll be it for
take them while
tonight.
you can get them, man.
Yeah. What do you think a symbol is? A very basic type would be like a CW. The dits and dots, the dots and dashes that we send are all symbols.
Yeah.
A dit would be a symbol. A da would be a symbol. But in most letters, it takes more than one of those to make a character. So like if you're going to send a S, dit, you have to send 3 symbols. So, the symbol rate and character rate are not necessarily the same.
Yeah.
It could only really be two characters that would be the same as the symbol rate. A single dit or a single dot.
So it depends on the protocol.
Well, the protocol I'm talking about here is CW.
I know, but I'm just
But
talking
it
about
will.
if we were talking about ASCII, I guess it would really depend on how many are.
Yeah, it depends on. Yeah,
I guess
how
you
many
see where
bits
I'm
you gotta
going there.
send.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see where you're going. But
Good. Maybe you can shine the light because I'm kind of lost.
well, I'm just the best I could give you was an example of the CW there, because that's pretty obvious on that one.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it gets a little harder to see, but I don't want to give away too much. Maybe we'll
Go ahead and
hold
give
off a
away
little
too
bit.
much.
No, I can't do that at this point.
My memory's not that good anyway.
Why should phase shifting of a PSK signal be done at the zero crossing of the RF signal?
Ooh.
A, to minimize bandwidth.
B, to simplify modulation.
C, to improve carrier suppression.
Or D, all these choices are correct. Why should phase shifting of a PSK signal be done at the zero crossing of the RF signal? I don't know. I don't think it's going to be D. Because the three of those together don't seem like that would be a logical answer. Improved carrier suppression? I don't think so. Simplify modulation. The only one that seems logical is A. But I don't know the answer for sure though. But I think it would be A based off of the four that are up there.
A little mixed. Judging in the chat room there, but I'm going to agree with you.
To minimize bandwidth.
Yeah.
To be accurate.
And it is. If you shift the phase when it's at zero crossing, when the signal crosses over the zero line, you're not going to be shifting the bandwidth as much as if you were at a peak or a dip on the waveform there.
What techniques minimize the bandwidth of a PSK31 signal? A, zero-sum character encoding.
B, Reed-Solomon character encoding.
C, use of sinusoidal, probably said that wrong, data pulses.
You said it right. D, use of trapezoidal data pulses. What technique minimizes the bandwidth of a PSK31 signal? A, zero-sum character encoding. No. B, Reed-Solomon character encoding. No. D, use of a trapezoidal data pulses. No. C, use of sinusoidal data pulses. And that's going to be my answer. I'm going to say C.
That's basically what we talked about with the zero crossing.
No, it's not. It's not what they're trying to say there.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I know that's what you're trying to say. Chat room's a little mixed on this one too.
I don't know if it's which is right anyway for sure, but
it is C.
It is that.
Use of a sinusoidal data pulse. You know, that's the purest waveform we got.
Yeah.
So it's going to transmit cleaner from this.
Right. And the previous question was, it wasn't worded exactly the same.
But it wasn't, no, but it was talking about something different. It was talking about, it didn't say if it was a sine wave or not that you were transmitting.
No, it said zero crossing.
Zero crossing.
But I saw it in my head as a sine wave.
Well, I think I drew it on the screen as a sine wave, but it could have been a square wave. Shouldn't have been, but could have been.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
No way, man.
Way? What is the approximate bandwidth of a 13 word per minute international Morse code transmission? A, 13 hertz.
B, 26 hertz.
C, 52 hertz.
Or D, 104 hertz. I'm not going to look at this because
That may not help you much.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, then I'll put it back down then.
Well, it might help you. I don't know. Well, there is actually a formula that you can use to figure that out, but if you don't know it, it's not going to help you on this one.
I don't know it.
Yet. You will, I have a feeling.
But I don't think it's 104 hertz. That seems kind of a lot. I'm thinking it's going to be either 26 or 52. 13 words a minute. That's 52 times per second. I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing C, but I don't really know. So I went for the middle one, and
Okay.
I don't really know.
You don't know how you got there.
It was a wag.
Little mix in the chat room. Most of them said C.
Was it right?
It is.
How do you calculate it?
I'm glad you asked.
I'd like to know.
We're talking about, in this particular example, CW bandwidth. It's the baud rate times the K factor. So what would be the baud rate? How would you figure out what the baud rate? You were sending 13 words per minute, but how many baud is that?
Well,
Words per minute times 0.8. So if you're sending 13 words per minute, 13 times 0.8, that tells us we're 10.4 baud.
Okay.
Okay. And then the rest of that formula is the K factor. ITU decided for HF frequencies that should be a 5. Why? Because that's what they said.
Oh, because they said so.
There you go. Now you get it.
That sounds like my dad.
Yeah.
But why? Because I said so.
All right, so we take our baud rate of 10.4 times 5, 52. And that's exactly what you were thinking.
That's what I worked that out in my head.
Yeah. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
Um,
if you take away the ones that you don't think are it and you split the difference, you kind of be getting close.
Yeah. According to Ed, that is the special K factor.
Special, okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy that.
We got one more here.
That was pretty close to being a buzzer right there. I probably by rights should have got a buzzer off of it. But I did not know the answer. It was a guess.
Yeah, you should have. You should have got a buzzer on that one. I'll get one on this one.
You
to
think?
make up for that.
Okay.
There's a good chance.
What is the bandwidth of a 170 hertz shift, 300 baud ASCII transmission? A, 0.1 hertz.
B, 0.3 kilohertz.
C, 0.5 kilohertz.
Or D, 1 kilohertz. What is the bandwidth of a 170 hertz shift, 300 baud ASCII transmission?
I have
Well, I know what the answer is, but I can't explain it without.
Does the first part even really matter?
Yeah, both of them matter. Actually. And we got some of those ITU fellas messing around with this one too, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Because they said so?
Because they said so. We got a special K factor.
Well, I was going to
involved.
guess it's B because of 300 baud, but I really don't know the answer to this one either.
Well, I happen to know the answer.
But if it ain't B, I don't get a buzzer off of it, just for the record.
Because I remember the answer, not
because you know it?
Not because I can cipher it out in my head like you just did.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to say it's C, 0.5 kilohertz or 500 hertz. What is the chat room saying? C, B?
Wow. No, I don't see any B's.
You don't?
Oh, yeah, I see one, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and only a few are answering. Not everybody's answering on these. So
yeah, I don't blame them.
Let's look at the answer. It is C.
Okay. Well, I would have got a buzzer on that one too then.
So how would you arrive at that? You would use a formula with a special K. However, it's not the same special K you had before.
Oh, it's not a 5?
No, it's not. For frequency shift keying, the bandwidth is calculated by your K factor times the shift in hertz plus the baud rate. And in this case, since it's FSK instead of CW, our K is going to be 1.2. To a nearby calculator, it's 1.2 times what? 170 hertz?
170 hertz.
And then we're going to add the baud rate to it, which was 300. Comes up with 504. Well, that was kind of tough. Those last two.
I about worked up a sweat on that one, man.
What do you say we take a quick break so you and I can turn on the air conditioner?
Sounds good.
And we'll get a message from ICOM and be right back. From base stations to portable models, ICOM has the best radio for working your favorite bands this summer. Whether outside enjoying sunny skies or inside by the AC, stay cool with ICOM. It's time again for the world's friendliest Hamfest. The Huntsville Hamfest will be held Saturday and Sunday, August 19th and 20th in Van Braun Center's South Hall in Huntsville, Alabama. ICOM will be there, so come find us and see our newest ham innovations. And this year, Huntsville Hamfest is giving away an IC705 to one lucky attendee. Hope to see you there. Explore the world of microwave with ICOM's new SHF portable, the IC905. This all-mode rig covers 2 meters, 70 centimeters, 1.2 gigahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, 5.6 gigahertz, and with an optional CX-G10 transverter, 10 gigahertz. This transceiver also has a few industry firsts up its belt. It's the first to support the 5 major global bands from VHF to SHF, the first Power over Ethernet powered RF module designed to be at the base of the antenna to eliminate signal loss, and the first to be compatible with AmateurLogic.TV in analog FM mode. Other features include large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time high-speed spectrum scope and waterfall display, easy digital mode settings, supplied high-performance GPS antenna, full D-Star functions for DV and DD mode, and an SD card slot. Aim higher and enter the world of SHF. The ICOM IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. This innovative HF transceiver digitizes RF before various receiver stages, reducing the generated inherent noise in different IF stages. This is the radio that changed the way entry-level HF is designed. RF direct sampling, 15 discrete bandpass filters, large 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectrum scope, and SD memory card slot. The real HF fun starts here. Create your own band opening with the IC9700. This radio brings direct sampling to the UHF-VHF weak signal world. The IC9700 is an all-mode transceiver loaded with innovative features that are sure to keep you busy. Expect top performance on field day with ICOM's IC9700. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR can pick out faint signals in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The ICOM 7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that's changed the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. RF direct sampling, 110 dB RMDR, independent dual receiver, and dual digicell. For more information about all the great ICOM radios, visit icomamerica.com/amateur. What do you say we give away something?
The shirt off my back?
One like it maybe.
Oh,
Maybe
I guess
that
I
would be
should have
better.
got the shirt out. I'll just model.
All right.
Going to give away a nice ICOM Ham Crew t-shirt, not unlike the one that I have on.
Yep, and you'll look just as good leaving the Hamfest as you did when you got there if you're wearing one of those.
Heck yeah. Couldn't say that any better myself.
So how would someone win your shirt?
It's quite easy, really. To be considered in the drawing, or have your name in the drawing, All you've got to do is send an email to hamcollege@AmateurLogic.TV. You don't have to be licensed. All you need is a name and a shirt size and a place for the ICOM to mail your shirt.
And you don't have to send us your shirt size right now.
No, but you need one though.
We'll be in touch to get that. You'll want one, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, just send us an email with your name, and if you want to put a note on there, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's fine too, and you'll be in the drawing for the next one. If you were entered in the drawing and you did not win, send your entry back in for the next month because we clear the queue out after each drawing.
Yeah. So it'll be a Ham Crew T-shirt plus whatever else Jesse can stuff in the box. We got a winner during the break there.
Chicken dinner.
We did a random drawing out of the entries received, and the winner is Les Jones, K9LJJ. Les said, please enter me in the drawing for the hat and T-shirt. Thanks for your show, and it's done so much to help me learning. So,
well, congratulations, Les.
Congratulations, yeah. ICOM will be in touch with you shortly, and Jess will be getting a prize package out to you. What is the bandwidth of a 4800 hertz frequency shift 9600 baud ASCII FM transmission? This is practically giving it away to you.
It is not, because I didn't write down the formula.
A, 15.36 kilohertz.
B, 9.6 kilohertz.
C, 4.8 kilohertz.
Or D, 5.76 kilohertz. The bandwidth of a 4800 kilohertz frequency shift 9600 baud ASCII FM transmission. Everybody knows that's A, 15.36 kilohertz. I don't know, man. I need the formula back.
You know, you're one lucky fellow tonight not to know anything.
No, that is not right.
You've memorized.
Well, it's high numbers. I really don't know, man. I'm guessing that. Is it A? No, it is not. I'm going to buy a lottery ticket when I leave here.
It is A.
There is no way.
Yeah. A and B in the chat room, a little mixed on that.
There's no way that's A.
Way?
I swear it was just a stab in the dark. I figured that this 4800 kilohertz and 9600 baud, it was going to be a higher number, so that's what I picked.
Well, let's cipher it out real quick. I think we can do that.
I'm going to write the formula down this time, but that's probably the last one of those, isn't it?
The frequency shift keying, the bandwidth is going to be the speed or the baud rate, and that baud rate was what, is 4800?
Yep.
Times 1.2. And then add the baud rate. Just like you did in your head a while ago.
I know. I don't know what took you so long. I got a lot faster than that.
It's
I promise you, I did not memorize that. It was just a guess.
It was just 8-bit Windows over here is what got me. I had a bad parity bit in there.
It happens. How does ARQ accomplish error correction? A, special binary codes provide automatic correction.
B, special polynomial codes provide automatic correction.
C, if errors are detected, redundant data is substituted.
D, if errors are detected, a retransmission is requested. How does ARQ accomplish error correction? Well, ARQ stands for Automatic Repeat Request. So I'm just going to go straight for the kill. It's if errors are detected, a retransmission is requested.
No beating around the bush on that one.
No. And that's what they're saying over in the chat room is D. So there we go. D it is.
I would have concurred with that one.
Okay, this next one picked out specially for you because I know you know the answer to it.
5.
There's no calculator needed.
Good.
Which digital code allows only one bit to change between sequential code values? A. Binary coded decimal code.
B. Extended binary coded decimal interchange code.
C. C. Access3 code.
Or D. Gray code. Well, it's all kind of gray to me. Binary coded decimal code. That doesn't even make sense to me. I don't even know what that is. That doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It means I don't know what it is. Extended binary coded decimal interchange code. XS3 code. I've never heard of any of those. I have heard of gray code before. I'm going with D. I don't think it's A, B, or C.
Once again, your superior reasoning capabilities there.
Well, have you ever heard of those first three?
Totally redeemed you. I can't say that I have. No.
Yeah, me either. I have heard gray code. I've seen a reference to it somewhere.
Well,
I don't know exactly what it is. Apparently, it's which digital code allows one bit to change between sequential code values.
So explain here. I got a photo.
I don't understand.
Explain to us what's the deal there.
What is the deal?
That's 3-bit gray code. What the deal is? You want me to explain it?
Yes.
Which digital code only allows one bit to change between sequential code values? Gray code. If we look at binary code there, a 0 decimal is 000 binary.
Yeah.
A 1 decimal is 001. 2 is 010. 3 is 011. So on those, you see we're only changing one bit each time. The binary number only changes by 1 bit. But look at number 4 there. A 4 decimal is 100 binary, 100. So we changed 2 bits there. The first bit position changed. Actually, we changed all 3 bits. And the second 2 positions changed. So instead of 011, we've got 100. So we changed 3 bits there. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to increase the bandwidth if we change by more than 1 bit, is what they're saying there. Look at number 5, 101 for binary. So we only changed 1 bit there, but you can see some decimal codes, when you convert them to binary in sequential order, they're changing more than 1 bit. But if you look at the gray code, for each decimal increment we go up, we're only changing 1 of the bits.
Yeah. I see that. It's be more efficient if you want to count from 0 through 7.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure what else it'd be efficient for, but I'll take their word for it. How may data rate be increased without increasing bandwidth? A, it's impossible.
B, increasing analog to digital conversion resolution.
C, using a more efficient digital code.
Or D, using forward error correction.
Increasing bandwidth.
How may data rate be increased without increasing bandwidth?
Oh.
Well, it won't be D.
Sense.
Using forward error correction, that's not going to increase your data rate. You actually
send more data.
You're sending more. A, it is impossible. No, I think it is possible. So it's either B or C. Increasing analog to digital conversion resolution. No. I think that would make it a higher data rate if anything. C, using a more efficient digital code. That's going to be your answer.
Like Z modem instead of Y modem.
Yeah. I'm not X modem.
Yeah, X or Y. Remember Y modem?
Yep.
1K modem?
They're saying C over in the chat room, so I feel good about that answer. What do you think?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. That's what I would have chosen.
Okay. What is the relationship between symbol rate and baud?
This was
They are
earlier.
the same.
B, baud is twice the symbol rate.
C, symbol rate is only used for packet-based modes.
D, baud is only used for RTTY. The relationship between symbol rate and data rate, they are the same. So that is going to be A.
That's not what the...
Symbol rate and baud, I'm sorry. What is the relationship between symbol rate and baud? A. They're the same.
They're the same. I'm going to agree with you. They're the same. As a matter of fact, I got
Some
something...
explaining to do?
Not much. I do have a couple of sentences. Symbol rate refers to the rate at which a waveform changes in order to transmit information. Baud rate and symbol rate are the same. One baud equals one symbol transmitted every second.
Say that again?
One baud equals one symbol transmitted every second.
I'll buy that.
So that means 9600 baud would mean 9600 symbols sent in a second. That's
why
like
it sounds pretty funny
smoking.
when you're doing the negotiation, when you're connecting your modem to the bulletin board.
Yeah.
What factors affect the bandwidth of a transmitted CW signal? A, IF bandwidth and Q.
B, modulation index and output power.
C, keying speed and shape factor, or rise and fall time.
Or D, all these choices are correct. What factors affect the bandwidth of a transmitted CW signal? A, IF bandwidth and Q. No, because we're talking about a transmitted signal, not a received signal, so I don't think IF is, I don't think that even comes into play on the transmitted signal. I think that's for a received thing. B, modulation index and output power. No. So it can't be D. C, keying speed and shape factor, the rise and fall times. That's going to be my answer right there.
Yeah, that seems like the logical one.
Yep. Let's see.
Gotta be it.
And it is. And I wish I had a picture to explain that, but basically, the shape factor, the keying speed, the faster you key, the faster the rise and fall times of your transmissions. You know, you turn the transmitter on and off. You're interrupting a carrier to send CW. Send a DIT, and you know, it just sends a little blip there. You send a die, it's a little longer. So when you're increasing the speed, rather than, say, transmitting what might be sort of like a sine wave signal, as you increase the speed, those rise and fall times are going to make that look more like maybe a square wave or something. And you know, a square wave has a lot of harmonics to it. Sine wave doesn't. So the closer we stay to a pure waveform, the less bandwidth we're going to use, because we're not transmitting extra harmonics or garbage with the signal. If we increase the speed, yeah, it's going to increase the harmonics some, so it's going to affect your bandwidth some. Just the you know, how quick the signal's being turned on and off. Well, I guess that's going to do it for tonight. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, let's get out of here. Actually, I'm looking forward to going to Huntsville. If you don't have a ICOM swag like this,
Yeah, go enter.
and you wanted some other swag, where could you find some of that?
Well, there is a
Maybe
place
some Ham
that
College.
you could find that. Now, if you wanted to find the ICOM swag, though, let me suggest again, like we did earlier, just send us an email to AmateurLogic.TV. You really don't have to say anything in the message. You can give us a message, though, but all we need is an email from you, and we'll enter you in the drawing.
Yeah, your emails are cleared out of the queue after that. Only one that gets sent to ICOM is the winner, and then the rest of them are deleted. We don't keep them. Nobody gets them. So they're not harvested for anything. You won't get any email from us, nothing.
But if you want to put the odds in your favor of having clothes to wear,
I suggest wearing some kind of clothes.
yeah, shop.spreadshirt.com/AmateurLogic is where you can find the AmateurLogic swag.
And Ham College swag.
And Ham College swag.
They're both on there.
Yep.
Both flavors of swag.
We got a little bit of everything in there.
If you come to Huntsville, you got the swag. Where you swag represent, and get a picture with us when you see you. I'll have mine on. Sure,
Yep.
George will have his.
And throughout the month, if you'd like to catch up and see what's going on in the community, well, you can join us at one of our social media areas there, facebook.com/groups/Ham College.
You can follow us at Ham College on Twitter.
Or is that on X?
Yes, it's on Twitter or X. I don't know if you're on an iPhone or Android right now.
Yeah. I haven't tried X.com, but I guess that resolves to it. You can also join our groups.io group, groups.io/G/AmateurLogic. Well, with that, I guess I'm going to say 7-3 and
7-3.
Boys, try to stay in the shade and in the air conditioning as much as possible.
Yeah, don't sit inside with the air off like we do.
Yeah, we're professionals. We're amateurs. All right, 7-3.
7-3, everybody. Good night.